Complexity of creating list with concat operator in Python. I am starting to learn about data structures plus algorithms, and I have encountered an issue. Here is the function I am testing. Here is my thought process. I know that the concat operator is okay where k is the size of the list being added to the original list. Since the size of k is always 1 in this case because we are adding one character lists at a time, the concat operation takes one step. Since the loop iterates n times, the algorithm will perform n steps, doing one step per iteration. Therefore, the algorithm's time complexity would be O(n). The algorithm's actual execution time would look something like Tn equals Dn, where D is the time it takes to perform the concatenation. For such a function, I would expect the following to be true. When you increase the input size by 10 times, the output, execution time, would increase by 10 times since x, dx, 10x, 10 dx, 10 dx slash dx equals 10. However, when I actually test out the algorithm on real values and time the executions, this does not seem to be happening. Instead, when I increase the input size by 10 times, the output, execution time, increases by 100 times, and when I increase the input size by 100 times, the output increases by 10,000 times. These outputs suggest a quadratic time function and O(n squared). Here is my full code. Thanks so much for the help.
The time complexity is not O(n). The time complexity of the concat operation for two lists, A and B, is OA plus B. This is because you aren't adding to one list, but instead are creating a whole new list and populating it with elements from both A and B, requiring you to iterate through both. Therefore, doing the operation L equals L plus I is O len L, leaving you with n steps of doing an n operation, resulting in an overall complexity of O(n squared). You are confusing concat with the append or extend function, which doesn't create a new list but adds to the original. If you use those functions, your time complexity would indeed be O(n). An additional note. The notation L equals L plus I can be confusing because intuitively it seems like I is simply being added to the existing L. This isn't true. L plus I builds an entirely new list and then has L point to that list. On the other hand, L plus equals I modifies the original list and behaves like extend.
Here is my thought process. I know that the concat operator is okay where k is the size of the list being added to the original list. Since the size of k is always 1 in this case because we are adding one character list at a time, the concat operation takes one step. This assumption is incorrect. If you write, you construct a new list, this list will have m plus 1 elements, with m the number of elements in L. Given a list is implemented like an array, we know that constructing such list will take O(n) time. We then assign the new list to L. So that means that the total number of steps is. So the time complexity is O(n)(2). You can however boost performance by using L plus equals I or even faster L.append I, where the amortized cost is, for both L plus equals I and L.append I O(1). So then the algorithm is O(n). The L.append I will however likely be a bit faster because we save on constructing a new list, etc.
There's a difference in complexity between mutating a list and making a new one.
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing.